Our attention's turned to the FA Cup this weekend and a trip to face Port Vale. How important is the FA Cup to you as a player?
Yeah, very important. I think last season I played quite a few games in the FA Cup, and the season before I played a couple as well. So I think it's a really good experience, and I think anyone who's played in the FA Cup will talk about the magic of the FA Cup, and getting through to the first round, to the second, and possibly the third's a dream of any club of any level. So we'll be looking there to go up there and definitely get the win to get into the second round.
As you mentioned, you were involved in that slightly interesting FA Cup run last season with the 2 games against Bradford, and then we went out in quite controversial terms away at Cambridge. I mean, I guess, does that give you more motivation to try and go further again this season? Yeah,
I think it was obviously a strange campaign in the FA Cup for us last season. I think we performed really well in the 2 games against the home game, and then the second home game as well. We performed really well and won both of those games. And then at Cambridge, we thought we put in a really good performance and deserved more from the game. Like you say, it was a controversial decision, but those things happen in the game. And like you say, we'll be looking to put a really nice and good run together this season to try and get as far as we can.
And as a football fan, do you have any memories of the FA Cup growing up?
Well, probably the most recent one was obviously being an Exeter supporter, as I come to the Liverpool game, was in the Big Bank with my mum and my dad and my family and that there. So that was quite a special moment to obviously take them to a replay at Anfield. So I'll say that was probably the best moment in the FA Cup that I've sort of been a witness of as a spectator.
And looking at the league this year as well, you made 17 appearances in total, 3 less than what you made of all last season. So you're happy with how you're progressing this year?
Yeah, definitely. I think my main aim coming into the season last season was obviously to try and cement my place in the midfield and try and play as many games and get as many starts as I can. Obviously it was a bit disjointed for me at the end of last season with my injury and only coming back for a couple of games, but working hard to try and be in the best shape possible for this season, and like I say, I think it's been a really positive start to the season, so hopefully I can keep sort of putting my best foot forward and getting the trust of the manager to keep picking me.
We played Port Vale very early on in the season, back in August, with a 4-0 win, and this game is going to be completely different to that, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was cool. Well, it seems like a really long time ago now, but that was a really good performance from us on the day, and like you say, a great result. It'll be a completely different game up their place. I think they picked up a couple of really good results of late, and we know that they're a real threat at home. Big pitch. A lot of fans come to watch them, and they'll have a really good backing.
Both teams have had a similar sort of start to life in League One as well. I mean, Port Vale obviously been in League One more recently than we have, so it should be two good teams giving it a good go to get in the second round.
Yeah, like you said, I think we've both had quite good form of late, and I think we both are sort of sitting close to each other in the table, so I think it's going to be a pretty even match between the 2 squads and the 2 teams, and like you said, we know it's going to be a real challenge going up there away from home and with their home surroundings, but obviously, like I say, we'll be going there to do our best and try and get through to the second round.
Looking back on last week as well, the last sort of 10 days, good solid point at Derby and a clean sheet, and then a good performance down at Home Park as well. I guess there's a lot of positives we can take from that week to go into Saturday.
Yeah, I think it was a really resolute performance from the team against Derby. I think we defended really well. Didn't probably create as many chances as we would like, but I think we kept a really good side out there and kept and came back with a point and a really good clean sheet. And I think looking back on Monday night, there's so many positives to take to the game. I think we've gone there to top of the league. They've won all their home games this season. We've gone ahead twice. We've went and played our football. Obviously, we're disappointed with the goals we conceded and being so close to after the goals we scored. But I think moving forward, you can only take positives from that game, and we'll learn from the mistakes that happen in the game and make sure they don't happen again.
You almost scored the goal of the season so far on Monday night as well. When you hit it, did you think it was going in?
Well, I was hoping. Obviously, I had the shot and then got a bit of cramp after, so I was sort of on my way back on the floor as I was watching it. Just needed to be slightly lower. I think it was sort of rising and dipped last minute, but if only it dipped a little bit more, but that's part of the game. But yeah, I caught it nice. It was a nice strike, just like I say, half a foot lower, and I would have been absolutely buzzing.
And as you say, just cramp as well, nothing more ahead of Saturday's game?
Yeah, no, just cramp. I think it was obviously an intense game, being a derby, and put a lot of work in the running and things like that, and I think, like I say, just went to have the shot, put as much as I can on it, and unfortunately cramped up, so no, just cramped, so yeah, all good.
Gary's midway through his second week with the club as well, and you guys, I mean, what kind of impression has he made on the squad so far? Yeah,
I think he's had a really positive impression on the squad, I think. He's trying to implement what he's probably done with previous clubs, the way he wants to play, the tactics, the way we set up, and I think everyone's sort of really bought into that. And I think you can see on Monday night he wants us to play our game and to be really energetic on the front foot, and I think we've done that for the majority of the game. Like we say, there's a couple of bits we'll be disappointed with, but I feel like we really sort of took the game to him down there, and I think we're only going to get better and we're only going to get stronger the longer we work with him. So I think he's had a really positive impression on the group, and like I say, hopefully we can keep working on the aspects that he wants us to get better from.
And revealing our secrets right now, but you're sitting in the little port cabin in the corner of the training ground right now, and behind us we can see that impressive new building still being worked on. I guess you guys are itching probably to get in there sooner rather than later.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it looks, well, it's a very big building. I didn't expect it to be as big as what it is. So there'll be plenty of room for all the lads to be able to do what they need, whether that's gym or see the physios or whatever it is around the training ground, and we're all really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really impressive building, and I think it's the next level up for the club. And I think having more equipment in the gym, whatever it may be, having more things will only benefit us as players, and only benefit us as a club. So I think it looks really impressive. So yeah, hopefully we'll be in there sooner rather than later.
I assume mostly you're looking forward to not having to eat in the same place that you use the gym as well.
Well, yeah, the gym / kitchen / canteen / everything. But yeah, no, it'd be nice. Like I said, it'd be nice to get a bit more equipment in the gym. It'd be nice to have a proper cafeteria that we can all sit down on and bond as a team and sort of have a chat after training or whatever that may be. So, like I say, I think it's going to be a big step up for the club, and I think it shows sort of the intentions of the club as well on where we want to go. Having, like you say, a nice ground, nice facilities, and also having brand new building as well.
Just looking back on Monday night again as well. I mean, you were one of 10 in the squad that have either come through the academy or were, if you include Jay. I mean, that's in League One as well. That's quite an incredible statistic, isn't it? Yeah,
definitely. And I think for the club and for obviously a new manager coming in to trust all us academy lads, like you say, the average age would probably be very low of all the academy lads coming through. And I think to trust us in a big game like that shows what faith the club have in the players, and also how well all these players have sort of come into the first team and adapted to first team football in League One as well. I think, like we say, it was a physical game, but I feel like everyone stepped up as a team, and that includes the young lads, like you say, in the academy. So I think we know that's the ethos of the club, is bringing it through, and I think that it's a huge testament to the club and the academy staff to be able to have that many in such a big game for the club as well.
Just finally as well, a couple of tough home games coming up after Saturday. Peterborough and Ipswich, another on Sky Sports as well, but I guess these are the ones that you look forward to when you're looking at the fixture list.
Yeah, I think, like you say, we've had a tough start to the month, obviously including Monday, if you're looking at sort of league table and where teams are in the table. But we go into every game confident of the ability we've got, and we think we've always been good at home. There's been a couple of games this season, like Oxford being one, where we possibly let ourselves down slightly compared to the usual sort of territory and possession based and pressing we usually do. But I think anyone's going to be intimidated coming to SJP. I think the big bank there behind us, and I think the way we play at home, I think the only games to look forward to, definitely. And I think home games are ones where we can, like I say, we can really go after teams because it's our territory, definitely.
Nine games in October as well we've just had, and going into November where we've only got 3 currently scheduled, I know dependent on the FA Cup, but that must be nice as well for you guys to help recover from that mad schedule.
Yeah, I think obviously it's good for the manager as well to be able to have more time on the training pitch to like I say, to work through things as well. So I think you always seem to get certain months that are a lot busier than other months, and I think like you say, it's going to be less this month. So like I say, we can work hard on the training pitch, get what we need to out of it, and keep improving our game as a team.